Betsy Swain's life took a devastating turn in the latest episode of Coronation Street, as the ITV soap delivered a hard-hitting new storyline that left many viewers emotional. Wednesday's episode opened with tense scenes after Ryan Connor found Betsy lying unconscious on the kitchen floor at number 6. He quickly called for help, leading Carla Connor Swain to race to the hospital, where she joined Lisa Connor Swain as they anxiously waited for news about Betsy's condition. Although Betsy initially appeared to be on the road to recovery, the situation took a frightening turn when she suffered a second stroke during a visit from her boyfriend, Dylan Wilson. Doctors later confirmed that the stroke had been caused by a blood clot after an artery in her neck was damaged due to a temporary restriction of blood flow. A distraught Betsy then confessed to her mom that Dylan had strangled her during consensual sex, with neither of them believing the pressure used had been dangerous. To ensure the storyline was handled with care and accuracy, the production team worked alongside the Institute for Addressing Strangulation, the Stroke Association, and Safeline. Specialists from the organizations reviewed the scripts and advised both the cast and crew throughout the development of the storyline. Lisa was devastated after learning what had caused her daughter's medical emergency, while Betsy tearfully apologized for what had happened. Refusing to blame her daughter, Lisa reassured Betsy that she had done nothing wrong. However, when Dylan later arrived at the hospital hoping for an update, Lisa confronted him in anger, calling him an animal, and demanding to know if he would ever want to suffer the same ordeal. Amid the heartbreaking events, viewers praised Ryan for standing firmly by Betsy's side. Having survived his own acid attack in the past, he used his experience to comfort and encourage her, even managing to make her smile with a few light-hearted jokes. His compassion and unwavering support earned widespread praise from fans. Coronation Street fans are questioning whether Sarah Platt is really Theo Silverton's killer as she faces arrest and the prospect of a prison sentence. Coronation Street viewers are starting to question whether the full story behind Theo Silverton's death has really been revealed after fresh spoilers confirm that Sarah Platt will be arrested for his murder next week. Fans will recall that the ITV soap appeared to reveal last month that Sarah was responsible for Theo's death after the abusive builder's campaign of violence and manipulation towards Todd Grimshaw was finally brought to light. Theo's body was found by Betsy Swain on the day of Lisa Swain and Carla Connor's wedding, bringing a grim end to the months of physical and emotional abuse he had inflicted on Todd. His death sparked a major police investigation, with detectives considering several possible suspects, including Todd Grimshaw, Summer Spellman, Gary Windus, George Shuttleworth, Christina Boyd, and Theo's ex-wife, Danielle Silverton. Despite the lengthy suspect list, none of them were ultimately revealed to be Theo's killer. Instead, the soap revisited the fatal night through a series of flashback scenes. After receiving a suspicious message sent from Todd's phone, Sarah went to the flat Todd had shared with Theo and discovered him standing on scaffolding outside the building. Clearly intoxicated, Theo taunted Sarah with painful memories from her past, even cruelly mentioning the son she and Todd had lost 21 years earlier. As his behavior became increasingly threatening, Sarah picked up a metal pipe to protect herself and struck him. The blow caused Theo to lose his footing and plunge from the scaffolding to the ground below. Horrified by what had happened, Sarah immediately called Gary Windus for help. Although furious at being dragged into the situation, Gary agreed to help. He instructed Sarah to compose herself, remove any evidence, and make sure she had a convincing alibi. By chance, she later gained one when Jody Ramsey unexpectedly attacked her and left her unconscious. New spoilers have now revealed that Sarah's secret is finally set to unravel. During a special single-strand episode next week, the truth about Theo's death comes to light, resulting in Sarah being arrested on suspicion of murder. The arrest comes after Sarah makes an emotional confession to her partner, DC Kit Green. Until that moment, Kit had believed Gary was responsible for Theo's death, unaware that Gary only became involved after the fatal fall. Sarah's admission completely changes the course of the investigation and leaves her facing the consequences of her actions. The dramatic twist has already sparked widespread speculation among Coronation Street fans, with many believing Sarah Platt's future is now uncertain. As she prepares to face a murder charge, viewers fear she could be convicted and sent to prison despite insisting she acted in self-defense. The storyline has also prompted rumors that it could pave the way for Tina O'Brien's departure from the ITV soap, with some fans convinced Sarah's imprisonment may mark her permanent exit from Weatherfield. Coronation Street's Brody to be accused in shock Betsy storyline. Brody Michaelis finds himself at the center of fresh drama in upcoming Coronation Street scenes after Dylan Wilson wrongly blames him for Betsy Swain's shocking medical emergency. Following Betsy's devastating health scare, Dylan desperately searches for someone else to hold responsible after she suffers 2 strokes caused by a blood clot linked to an injury in her neck. Betsy was rushed to hospital earlier this week, where doctors confirmed that the clot had formed after an artery in her neck was damaged. She later admitted that the injury happened during consensual strangulation while having sex with her boyfriend, Dylan. Furious after learning the truth, Lisa Swain confronted Dylan and accused him of causing her daughter's life-threatening condition. Before the incident, Brody had casually mentioned that he had recently visited Betsy's house, a comment that had already left Dylan feeling suspicious. In Friday's episode, Lauren Bolton steps in and tells Dylan that Betsy does not want to see him. Deeply disturbed by what has happened, Lauren insists that he should stay away while Betsy continues to recover in hospital. However, Betsy is unaware that Lauren has intervened on her behalf. She is also left upset when she discovers that Lisa has reported Dylan to the police, resulting in his arrest. Later, Dylan and his father, Sean Tully, visit the Rovers' return, but Lauren refuses to serve them. During the confrontation, Dylan insists that Brody is actually responsible for Betsy's injuries. Still unable to face the truth about what happened, Dylan refuses to accept that Betsy's injuries were caused by the consensual strangulation they had engaged in. Instead, he becomes convinced that there must be another explanation. Remembering that Brody had recently visited Betsy at her house, Dylan begins piecing together his own version of events, persuading himself that Brody and Betsy must have secretly slept together after he left. In Dylan's mind, that encounter is the real reason behind Betsy's life-threatening condition, allowing him to avoid confronting the devastating reality that his own actions may have led to her suffering 2 strokes. Determined to defend himself, Dylan begins sharing his theory with anyone willing to listen, insisting that Brody is the one who should be blamed. His accusations quickly spread, creating fresh tension between the teenagers and adding even more heartbreak to an already traumatic situation. While Betsy continues fighting to recover in hospital, those closest to her are forced to deal with Dylan's increasingly desperate attempts to shift responsibility. Coronation Street is broadcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. on ITV1, and episodes are also available to stream on ITVX.